5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special 45th edition episode.
45th episode of the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society.
Thank you, Jim. And as you can see, as we all dressed up, including Craig, that's right.
I wore a collared shirt. Come on now.
You really did. I give you credit. But no, it's all about the Kentucky Derby, which goes down this Saturday, May 6th, at Churchill Downs, of course, in Kentucky, because, you know, it's Kentucky Derby. But there's also something else.
Captain Obvious.
I'm very good at that. It's because I'm a whiskey steward. Don't know if you knew that or not. Anyway, so now Kentucky Derby coming up, but also Friday, tomorrow, is Cinco De Mayo.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Just go with that. So
I think about it for a second.
So Craig,
what do you mean tomorrow?
That's priceless.
It really is. It's good. So Cinco De Mayo or the Kentucky Derby, which do you prefer?
Sleep, because I don't give a fuck about either.
I mean, fair, but you don't like tacos?
Yeah, but dude, I'm gonna be working.
Not fried ones.
But it's tacos.
I'm gonna be working. I have a show.
And tequila.
Yeah, I don't drink tequila.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't want to see me on tequila.
I hate to say
I do
this.
sometime.
I do too, and I hate to say this, but I have become a tequila convert. I did not like tequila for a long, long time, about 30-something years, and I don't know what it was. I blame your wife, actually.
I would too.
So yeah.
But it's amazing where I'll get a text all of a sudden, Jimmy, look what I'm drinking.
And it's tequila.
It's tequila.
But now we have got some great ones tonight, though, for you. We are going to have a Cinco de Mayo cocktail for you that Mr. Jim Range here is going to do for you. And then, of course, I am going to do the quintessential Kentucky Derby cocktail, and that's the mint julep. So, of course, we've got a lot coming up for you. Jim, though, take us through what you've got for us tonight for our Cinco de Mayo cocktail.
So it's called a siesta. It's a little bit of a takeoff on a Paloma.
So you're going to go to sleep after this, is what you're saying.
Craig already had one.
I mean, Craig had one, so he's out already.
But
it's fine.
I'm tired tonight.
We're going with Centenario Blanco Tequila.
So,
and we use Campari.
Blanco Tequila. Blanco is what? Blanco is the unaged. Yeah. And then you go into your Reposado, which is your kind of middle of the road aging, a couple of months on it. And then you have your Añejo,
right,
which is the one that's 1 to 3 years.
And then you got the double Añejo,
which is like aging whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Why you got the little green thing still on there?
I pulled it out of the bar or the pantry.
Oh, okay. I was just asking.
We'll make Craig happy.
There we go. So anyway, take us through the drink tonight.
The damn bottles. The bottle's kind of cool.
It is kind of nifty.
All right. So we're going to start out with 2 ounces tequila.
Okay.
Just 2?
Just 2. And I've already put the ice in for it.
Because ice is very important whenever we're having citrus. Why is that, Jim?
It helps.
Absolutely.
Mix it. We're going to 1/2 ounce of Campari.
The technical terms. Sorry.
Well, it does.
I'm walking away.
Because when you're shaking it, we're going to do 1/2 ounce of grapefruit juice.
Okay.
Which I didn't feel like carrying a big lug.
No, I'm with you.
We're going to do 1/2 ounce of lime juice, which we went with Nellie and Joe's Key West lime juice, which almost all the bars in Key West use it. It is really good.
Too bad we're in Missouri.
Maybe they should squeeze it, but that's pretty good
I should
stuff.
have, but you know, it is
no,
pretty
but that's
good.
good stuff, so I will give you that
And
one.
we're going to do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
Got to add a little bit of sweetness to get that balance in there. Which, when you came to me with this one tonight, I was kind of interested in it just because, like I said, it's really close to the Paloma, which is, you know, the big cocktail of Mexico for real. It's not the margarita, it's the Paloma when you're really there, apparently. So.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Hey, at least it's not going to fly over all like it did earlier.
You almost got it.
The way my day's been going, I'm surprised it hasn't yet.
Well, we ran a test run earlier, and we had some issues with the equipment. So
this is crazy.
I love every minute of it.
You guys got to literally buy some different.
The problem is that is a top of the line mixer.
Well, maybe go to Walmart and get one.
All right.
Great color on that, though.
Good color. Nice fill at the top, and then we're going to garnish it with a lime.
Beautiful. And I'm a fan
And there
of
you have the
this.
siesta.
Well, cheers to that one. So,
Cheers.
I like this. I really do.
I like you get enough of the tequila flavor through it as well.
Yeah.
It's not hidden, but you get that sweetness and the grapefruit flavor with it as well.
Can't we hide it?
I don't know because it
I don't
really
want to.
does pop through.
It does.
I'm good.
Which surprises me about this being a Blanco tequila, that it's got a little bit of smokiness to it. So, and I know that all comes down from the way that they
But that's one thing
they
with
roast
Blanco.
the agave.
Right.
Yeah. So, because there shouldn't be any vanilla or anything like that in
They roast the what? Agave?
the
Agave.
agave plants, because tequila can only be made from the blue agave plant. If they use anything but a blue agave, it actually becomes a mezcal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then you get the worm involved.
Which that's pretty tasty though. But yeah, you really shouldn't
Cheers,
ever
everybody.
you shouldn't get any type of vanilla notes in tequila, because then it's an actual flavoring that's been added. Which does happen because it takes almost, I want to say it's like 7 to 15 years to grow a blue
Yeah.
agave plant.
You ever watch them harvest them?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
pretty crazy.
They're big, giant cactus-looking things. So, I don't know. It's a fun one. So, what are you guys gonna do though for Cinco de Mayo? I know what we're doing. I mean, we're gonna work an MMA fight in Kansas City, but
I'm gonna be here drinking.
So, what are you gonna do? Is it gonna be tacos and things of that nature?
I'm gonna drink.
Fair. What are you drinking? What is this gonna be the drink of that night?
It might be that night.
I think that's a great choice. So.
And I'm sure there'll be some sipping of the Clase Azul too.
Well,
Which
everybody.
Matt was hoping to have a pour of that tonight. Sorry, Matt. You still can if you want.
I mean, we're gonna keep it all Mexican. Might as well get cocaine out too.
Well, do a little Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
That's fine. Now, let us know, though, in the comments what you guys are going to be doing for Cinco de Mayo, because, you know, the one I'm really talking about, though, is the Derby. And I am a gigantic fan of horse racing, number one. And I have always wanted to go to the Kentucky Derby, and I have never been there, and it makes me sad that I still, to this day, have
In
not
the
been.
last 3 years, we've talked about it.
We have.
I've not done it.
And why is that, Jim? The reason being is because the
Because we
tickets are
can't,
so damn
well,
expensive.
because we won't just go get regular
No.
tickets.
The ticket that I looked at, I think, was $4,000.
But that was for the whole weekend.
Yeah. So, but I think that that's an experience that you've got to pay to do. You know, and if it's one of those, like, you know, Craig, whenever you go scuba diving, you know, you're going to pay whatever it takes to get to wherever it's at
Ain't
for that.
$4,000 fucking dollars to watch some fucking horses go in a circle.
Fair.
Craig can
but,
go up to the merry-go-round and get that.
Yep. It cost me 25 cents.
No, but there are some really crazy things though that go on in the Derby. It's the pomp, it's the circumstance, it's the outfits, hence the jacket.
That's why Stacy won't go.
Really? Why?
She will not wear a hat. And I told her if we go, she's wearing a damn hat. And she
You
refuses.
have to.
We're
She
got
won't
a
do it.
Cardinals baseball hat. Be done with it.
No.
Every Derby event that I've ever been to where you dress to that occasion, you got to have ladies in hats and dresses, and the men have to wear suits no matter what it is.
I better never go.
And it has to be some really
Really loud,
pastel
obnoxious.
color.
I'm good.
Loud and
I'll wear a
obnoxious.
Pink
T-shirt.
roses.
T-shirt, Vans shorts, and Vans flip-flops. I'm good.
My last one I went to was I had this suit on, pink tie. Yeah, it was something. So, but there of course is the main cocktail of the Derby, and that is the mint julep. And the mint julep has been around forever. The crazy thing that I get though is that at the Derby there is a cocktail, a mint julep there, with Woodford Reserve that is $1,000 per drink. Can you imagine?
No.
I wouldn't pay fucking $10 for Woodford Reserve.
And he's sober.
And he's
I'm
sober.
sober.
That's the
I haven't
problem.
had a drink yet tonight.
That's the problem. No, what it is it's a charitable donation, and you get.
Well, you didn't say that much.
But here's the thing.
Come on now.
You
Now
get
you make me feel like an asshole.
No, you get a silver cup.
Ooh.
Exactly, with a ruby in it.
Well, I mean, you know, can you sell it?
Can you imagine walking around with a damn ruby in your cup? Like, oh, look at. I mean, you want to talk about, opulence and swinging it on the table? That is it, like a champ. But no, the mint julep became the official drink like 1938. So it's one of my favorites. So let's make one real quick.
Good.
I love them.
You want to grab an extra cup and make me one too?
I will make you one while we are at it.
I'm not driving tonight. So
As a matter of fact, you can have this one. So, all right.
Say, don't you have one already?
I mean, I have one ready to go because I am a huge fan. So
Wait. We have real mint this year.
We have real mint this year because last year there was only dried mint to be found.
We couldn't find it anywhere.
Now, let's take a minute that I bought literally every container of mint that this particular store had because I couldn't find any for the bar this weekend either. So, but first what we're going to do, we're going to take a sprig of mint, give it a good smack, drop it in the glass. We are then going to take a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup right on the bottom of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of muddle those together at the bottom. All right. You just want to give it a little bit of a press, kind of get that mint mixed up in there. Adds a little bit to it. All right. From there, we're going to add our ice. Now, there are such things as julep cups. You can use, this is a mule, but julep cups are similar because they're copper. It all started because the copper company wanted to actually sell more copper cups, so that's why they made.
But they're shaped more like.
They have a little bit more of a
straight up. And
yeah, like a
out.
straight up and down to it. But
Yeah.
the big thing with them is you need the pellet ice. So if you're from the Midwest and you know what Sonic is, it's Sonic ice. If you're cool enough to have the pellet maker like we do, it works out well. But you got to have the pellet ice over it, or else it's just not worth
a
it.
national chain?
I think it's only Midwestern.
No.
Is it not? Is it
now?
national? Okay. All right. So from there, though, you're going to take another 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, go over the top of the ice. You are then going to take your favorite bourbon, which...
I'm curious what you're going to pick.
Well, I was going to use Woodford Reserve because that is the official bourbon of it.
But we're out of that.
We're out of that, so we're going to go with the Walker's K this evening. You're going to do 2 ounces of that. Pour that over the top of the ice. Right in the glass. Just give it a little bit of a stir. Move it around in the ice. Perfect there. Take your sprig of mint. Right like that. Give it a smack. Because really what you're doing is you're popping all of those little capillaries on there, making that mint come out. Drop that in your cup like that. And you are ready for the Derby with a mint julep.
Let's do it.
So there you go.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, cheers to that now.
Cheers.
Sorry, Craig.
I'm good. That does not sound
It's actually really, really
very
good.
You know what?
to me.
It
for
is pretty
some
good with
reason.
Walker's K, too.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, the mint julep, it was featured in movies like The Great Gatsby. I mean, it was a real big thing back then. The funny thing was, though, it was used as a stomach remedy for kids for years upon years in the old days. And so, you know, of course, really has nothing to do, I don't think, with any of the sugar in the mint. I think it's the fact you just liquored up your kids. So,
Well, it's
which
no
works
different
out.
than when we were kids, they put bourbon on our gums when we were teething.
They don't do that now? I mean, I did.
I did, too, but I got in trouble with my
Producer Matt, thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you do that to your kids? No bourbon on the... Oh, that's terrible. Good to hear.
It
All
does
right.
work. For you newborn parents that are going through that, it
Whis-
works.
Bourbon fixes everything. All right, so let us know though. Where are you going to be watching the Kentucky Derby, Jimmy? Are you gonna watch?
Yeah.
Craig, we know you're not. Producer Matt, thumbs up. You gonna watch the Derby? Awesome. I am looking forward to it. Put any bets this year? I am not. I'm not this year. So
I have not yet. I haven't even taken the time for it, though.
fair.
But it was funny the other day, I'm out at lunch with the wife, and a little local restaurant, sitting in a little corner by the bar, and lo and behold, horse racing's on. So it's like, yep, I need to get to the races. I actually was thinking about talking to her and going over to Fairmont and
Yep. It's
placing a few bets during it.
Yeah, Fairmont Racetrack here is local in the Midwest for doing basically any kind of regional horse racing. It's a pretty cool place.
I don't think they race anymore.
Is that why did you have a few cocktails and sent me a message if I wanted to buy a racehorse?
No,
Are you sure about that?
I wasn't drinking. So that was a sober
Oh
thought.
my. I owned a racehorse
I hate
for a
to
while.
see. I hate.
It was,
Well, we've seen his drunk thoughts with moonshine. So,
that's true. Still
know.
the single worst of that episode thing that we've ever done of the Sip Sync and
But the
Save.
best part is, guess which one of us three
Went
happened
back?
to find
Oh.
one of those stores and put themselves through the misery again.
You're not
Yes.
wrong. So we
No, you went on your own free will.
Yeah.
we
Don't even
happened-
start that crap.
I happened to be in Branson for an MMA fight, and I just so happened to walk upon this moonshine distillery from, I don't even remember what the name of the thing was, but it was terrifying.
Smith's Creek, wasn't it?
It had something like
Close
that.
enough to Schitt's Creek, which probably it tastes like.
Pretty much. And they were doing free samples. I had to go in and see what drove Jimmy Range to buy all of that. I had 4 pours, and so did producer DJ K-Pop over there, and you would have thought I hit her in the head with a hammer. I mean, just the faces that were made, and it was terrifying. So
You don't hit her?
no, I mean,
Okay.
every once in a while it's fine. No, but anyway.
Sandwich.
That one even got producer Matt there, didn't it? He's like, yep, nope, we're going to just leave that one alone. So, no, check us out. Let us know when you're watching the Derby. Tweet along with us. We will be tweeting some of it live from at MMA Bourbon on Twitter. So, there has been a lot going on, though, in our show. We've added some new segments. And so, I'm kind of looking forward to this next one. And this is a segment that we call Is It Worth It? And Is It Worth It was brought on by a bunch of people asking us the bottles that we like. And so Jim ended up with a new one this week. That's pretty. It has its own medal.
Well,
I mean, you got a medal with a bottle. That's saying something. Like,
I think everybody knows we enjoy smoke wagon.
this thing ran a marathon or something.
Yeah.
So
No, that's just the bottle number, 1180 out of 1527. So, but they're rare and limited. And
So,
honestly, I
okay,
think this
so-
is the first time any of us have run across one of these.
I have not seen that, but
In
there
person.
there is its medal. So
But
make sure that label is out there, Jim, so
I
people
will.
can see it.
But it's a blend of, it's 20% 11 year, 26% 9 year, 13% 7 year, and 41% 5 year. So it's technically a 5-year bourbon,
Yes.
even though only 41% of it's 5 years. And it's in at about just shy of 116 proof. But it's their winter oak release that they just had a couple months, about a month and a half ago, 4 or 5 weeks.
So what did you think of it when you first opened it?
I was impressed.
Producer Matt, did you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
So I see that you got your mic on. Talk me through, you had a pour of it earlier. Tell me what you thought, your thoughts were on the taste of it.
I saw that was 115 proof.
Yeah.
So I was a little nervous when I saw that, but you know, it's not too harsh. It's pretty tasty. It's got kind of a warm taste to it, but you know, it doesn't give you that Kentucky hug.
No, it really doesn't. What are your thoughts on it?
It's got a pretty even palate to finish with it. It's almost got a little bit of rye spice to it. So I think it's got a little bit higher rye. But
It's not bad.
no, I really like it.
It reminds me of their other products. It's a little bit, for lack of a better term, it's a little bit more viscous. It has a thickness to it. Like you
Yeah.
can almost feel it.
It looks thick.
Look at the
So-
legs.
Well, it makes me wonder then, so is this a non-chill filtered bottle? So the reason being is that
Yeah.
if it's not been, then that doesn't pull some of that congeals out whenever they freeze it. So I would say that it probably isn't. I mean,
So retail on this,
okay. Yes.
$260.
Ooh. Ooh.
Secondaries, between 5 and 6. It's definitely not worth it in my mind on the secondary
Ooh.
market.
$260 retail.
It was $230 plus shipping and tax.
Producer
Or
Matt,
$219.
would you spend $230 on that bottle? Not a chance, huh?
I'm getting a CYQB or something like that,
You're not getting that for $230.
but I can get it in the 500 range, right?
Yeah.
So he's playing in that same secondary.
He's playing the secondary.
playing
Yeah,
secondary.
exactly.
Yep.
All right, so at retail at $260, Producer Matt, is it worth it? Nope. All right,
you.
Jim. Oh, am I going next? Okay. So like I said, it's got a pretty decent feel to it. It's a little thicker than the other Smoke Wagon products. It has a really nice, subtle sweetness to it, but I would not pay $260 for this because you get some of the older bourbon. It absolutely has an older taste to it than 5 years, which is what they have to call it because that's the youngest one that's on it.
Yeah.
Would I pay $260? No. I would go upwards of about $100, I think. But even for all the smoke wagons, the uncut,
They're $80
yeah,
for,
the uncut unfiltered is worth it. I think this is about the same price. So to me, that is not worth it at $260. Jim,
I'm glad I got it. I do like it.
is it because it came with its own metal from the
Well, I
marathon?
like the metal, yeah.
I mean, it does have its own metal there, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I mean, and the fact that never had one, haven't found one.
Right.
Prices on secondary are usually stupid. So
Fair.
260 though, it's a tough call.
Yeah. And Craig, I'm going to tell you, just I know that you're not drinking this evening, but this you would not like.
No.
It is very high in the rye
I
content.
can tell you right now, I ain't gonna like it for $260 fucking dollars.
Fair, but yeah.
I mean, I can't break. I'm that poor drinker. I can't afford.
but
It's not that I can't afford. I'm not gonna afford.
Sure.
$260 for that bottle. Now, if I'm gonna spend the money, I'm with producer Matt. I'm gonna go with a Weller of some sort,
Sure.
or something like that. If I'm gonna spend that amount of money on something, my thought is, do I like Smoke Wagon? Yes. Do I like Smoke Wagon for over $100? No, I don't.
Right. Absolutely.
And where I think this could be good, could be good, sitting around when it's a little bit cooler out, smoking a cigar around the fire.
I could see that.
The
Yeah.
this would complement a cigar well.
Yeah, because it's got that brown sugary feel of winter, for real. I mean, it
It's
really does.
well, I think about the name Winter Oak,
Yeah.
but it came out in spring.
But I would tell you, if I was going to go for something that was this high proof, I would buy Old Granddad 114 because you're only one out and be just as happy with the bottle. So
And it's $27.
hey, 100%.
So
And if you can find it, it's amazing. So all right, let us know what you think if you've ever seen one. Is it worth it? Is it not? So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, remember to let us know that on Instagram at MMA Bourbon Society or right here in the comments of our Facebook page. Now, tonight we are not doing a sip, sink, and save just because we have more cocktails and we had some other things. But, of course, remember the show is always brought to you by Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. Check them out at unrivaledrealty.com for all of your buying and selling needs in Missouri for your home. They take care of it all. They're great guys. They have been huge MMA supporters. They also like whiskey. I heard Brad's a pretty big whiskey drinker, so I'm good with that. Let us know, though. Check them out, Brad Carey at Unrivaled Realty. Tell them that the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society sent you. All right, guys. We also last show introduced a new segment called Fresh Pours. And this is for the bottles that you may not have heard of yet, or a brand that may be adding something new, or have so many bottles out that you don't know which ones to do. So tonight we are talking about these. This is just
what you've
two.
probably seen by now.
I would think so. These came in pretty hot in the bourbon market for the last 2-3 years, but they are always coming out with their new. The Toasted Barrel one that just was out was really tasty, but that is Penelope Bourbon. So Penelope actually the name is the founder's daughter. Her name was Penelope, so that was kind of cute. But these are a product of MGP and Bardstown Distillery. So made in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and then bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. These have been some of the best new whiskey out there in the last couple of years.
I agree.
And what's
I
interesting-
like the Penelope line.
Yeah.
But they've also taken advantage. And normally a new whiskey comes out, price point stays the same for a while. Their price point has climbed since they came
Fast.
very, very quickly.
Yeah, very
And
fast.
it's readily available.
Oh, it's
as
absolutely.
well. You can find it.
Oh,
yeah, it's available everywhere, especially in the St. Louis area. Check out, of course, our sponsor for the Smart Distributors. And at Smart Distributors on Instagram, send them a message. They can tell you where to find all of the good Penelope, because I believe there is actually a couple of them now that are allocated.
Well, the architect was.
Yeah, well, I think that the new Toasted, I think, is going to be also. So, yeah, if you want to, check them out at Smart Distributors. They are on Facebook. They are on Instagram, and they can tell you where to get Penelope in the St. Louis area. But it is a great product.
It's a solid product. It's consistent.
So out of these 2 bottles, Jim, which one was your favorite?
Toasted. That's the toasted, right? That's the barrel strength.
Yeah, that's the
straight
rye
bourbon.
malted barley one,
Yeah.
the higher proof
That one. It's a 4 to 5 year. I think this one is a little bit younger. The barrel strength.
See, I love
Barrel
this
strength's
one.
good too, but I really like that one.
Now, Craig, if I remember right, this one was the one that you were into also
Yeah, the
because
barrel
it,
strength's the best, I
yeah,
think.
it didn't have that big punch in the face kind
Yeah.
of.
No.
But yeah, great product from them. So,
This has got a lighter char too.
well, yeah, the toasted, you know, it's basically it's a less cook time
Yep.
on the barrel. They do generally whenever they do a toasted product, they will do their regular char for a certain amount of time, then move over to the toast as a finish. That way they get the big full char there.
Yep.
So check them out though, Penelope, and check out our friends and sponsors at Smart Distributors for that one. So looking forward to it. All right, moving on to the world of mixed martial arts. And one Mr. Craig
Wake up.
just got
No way.
himself back from Hawaii for Bellator,
Uh-huh.
aka the luckiest man I know because you've now traveled twice to Hawaii
Far
to work for Bellator. Anyway, take us through what were the best fights of the night.
Which night?
So that is
That-
that
that-
is
there
the
were
thing.
two-
It was a two nights
nights.
of fights.
Yeah, so the
so
first-
kind of talk us
to
through how that all
explain that.
works.
So Friday night we had we have a show. Usually on Fridays we do a free show for the troops and first responders,
That's awesome.
and they put on. You know, we only had I think 9 fights or 8 fights, something like that, maybe 10.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly the number of fights we had that night. But we had Liz Carmouche and Deanna Bennett fight for the flyweight title. That was a great fight. I honestly, it's hard to say what fight was the best well, I know which one was the best all weekend. But all the fights, both nights, were just back and forth. They were, you know, we had decisions, and the decisions were all nail biters. It was just such a great weekend of fights. It was, I mean, like the fighters came and
They
they
definitely
brought it to Hawaii,
absolutely.
man. Like,
Yep.
but Deanna Bennett and Liz Carmouche fought for the flyweight title. Deanna was up 3 rounds going into the 4th and got arm triangled towards the end of the 4th round.
Well,
And
Liz
just one
Carmouche-
mistake.
Liz Carmouche is a beast. You know, it all goes back to, you know, she was the other side of the first fight in the UFC for women.
Right.
You know, she took on Ronda Rousey as the first fight and almost beat her. You know, she had her locked up, had that jaw crank going on. But, yeah, I'm stoked to see Liz Carmouche still out there kicking hard
Yep.
and winning.
Yeah,
Because
she's a nice
that was a
person. I like Liz. I like Deanna.
well, but I know Deanna's your girl, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, but like that fight just shows what heart is in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh yeah. Because she didn't get. I mean, Deanna was up.
Yeah.
Deanna was up 3 rounds. I
Absolutely.
mean, plain and simple, Deanna was up 3 rounds. And Liz didn't give up, and Deanna made one mistake, and that's all it really took. She locked in an arm triangle and worked on it, and then
So what
ended
would
up getting a tap like with, I don't know, 15 seconds left in the
Yeah.
4th or something like that.
so what was your favorite fight of the weekend?
Favorite fight of the weekend had to be Rufián Stotson and Patchy Mix. That
was sick.
Everybody was
Amazing.
like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be a great fight." What was it, minute 30 in, and Patchy hits him with a knee, and everybody's like, "Oh, it was a flying knee." No, he just hit him with a knee.
He brought it up.
He just brought it up and put him to sleep. And then, first everybody thought it was a hook because no
Okay.
one's seen the knee because it was that sneaky, and just put Rufián out, or Rafián out, and it was just wow. It was like it was insane how the tides changed that fast. And then there was a couple other stuff. Vita Ortega and what's her name? Kamiko? Not
Yeah.
Kamiko. No. God, what was her name now?
I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's not
though,
Kamiko,
and
'cause
it was a
Kamiko-
monster of a fight.
Because Kamiko fought. She fought Limale, right? Oh, Wadabi fought Limale.
So what is it like, though, to see Ilima-Lei McFarland fight at home? Is the crowd nuts?
The crowd's nuts. The walkout is amazing. She's every time I see her walk out, she has a different walkout. But the last 2 years in Hawaii, she's fought, and her walkouts have been just really cool. Just the Hawaiian, you know, the Hawaiian theme. That she's from there. She, you know, it's her people, and then just the traditional stuff that she does when they do the walkouts is just. That I recorded it and sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. It was
just
amazing.
Really
It was amazing
cool.
to see.
So it's one of those things that's just.
So question for you, just your gut, because I know you don't know.
Yeah.
Does her fight happen that they requested?
Her and
Her
Liz.
They want to have it in Hawaii for her going away fight.
wow, that would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be incredible. If they,
Do-
but they want to do it this year, which would mean coming back to Hawaii in December.
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
What's your
Yeah.
thought on that fight?
Yeah. What is your thought?
Yeah,
on
that's
that?
where I'm really going with this. I mean,
what like who do I think would win?
Yeah.
because they
I
used
don't
to
even
train
know.
together.
I mean, you know, that's the thing. Yeah, they're
They
friends.
trained
like,
together,
I
and
think
then
they're
they
friends.
stopped training together because they knew they were going to fight at some point,
Right.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Right.
So like they're friends.
Yeah,
So it's one of those things that you're like,
but they're both up
I'm
to
gonna
it.
go with Ilima-Lei.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Ilima-Lei just because Ilima-Lei's younger. Liz is getting a little older. She's had quite a few injuries over the years. Not taking anything away from Liz. But then again,
It's tough.
I don't want to take
understand.
anything away from Ilima-Lei, but Ilima-Lei's also looking at her last fight.
Yeah,
So she's looking to retire.
Right.
One more and she's done.
Take the belt and go. I
Right.
understand. Go out on top.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. Would I like to see it happen? Yeah, I'd love to see it happen, especially if I get to go again.
100%.
This time I won't be sick.
Fair. fair.
Yeah, that's why I'm not drinking. I'm still sick. I got sick when I landed in Hawaii. So
Yeah, that's poor Craig for that one. But speaking of people who have not quite hung up the gloves, we go to bare knuckle fighting. BKFC went down for arguably their biggest card ever, which I'm not gonna lie, I bought it, I paid for it. It was a night of retired MMA veterans who wanted to, I guess, continue to fight, make some money, try something new. All I know is that it was a monstrous night of fights. Bare knuckle is one of the craziest things I've ever seen live, for real. You hear every crack different. It's a very different atmosphere. Every
definitely
fight,
that.
every fight bleeds. Every fight, doesn't matter who, what, where. And it was very interesting to see Eddie Alvarez, Chad Mendez. That was, to me, one of the best fights of the night. They were throwing with reckless abandon.
I heard that Chad won that fight, not Eddie.
I don't buy that.
I didn't see it, so I
yeah, I
can't
didn't,
say
I
yes
didn't
or
watch
no.
them either.
So it was a very close fight, 100%. But if you follow how boxing is scored, to me, Eddie Alvarez won the fight. It was a very close fight, but it was, and it was a split decision, so two judges saw it the correct way and one saw it going the other. But Chad Mendez made it his last fight ever. He was done at that point in time. He looked amazing.
The amount of abuse
Oh,
Yeah,
those guys and girls
Well,
take. Well,
so-
so yeah, he looked amazing. Let's go ahead and touch on that.
do you want to go that? Do you
Go
want to go
ahead.
there?
I mean,
Go ahead.
know,
All
I'm
right.
going to step back. and
his muscles had
listen.
shit in them, or his
Well,
shit had muscles in them. I should
I
say.
mean, let's be honest. His
I don't
traps.
think there's any
had
testing.
traps.
I don't think there's any USADA testing there, is there?
I don't think so.
Okay, just making sure.
But I'm not saying. I am not saying.
I'm not
anything.
saying anything either. I don't care.
But
I just
I-
think it's funny because what is he? 40?
41.
I mean,
Hey, more power to him.
To each
But
their
Eddie
own.
Alvarez looked just as good. So, I mean, let's be honest. They were both very muscular physiqued for this fight. We will go with that.
Well, what was the word you said earlier? He grew a second neck.
He did. He looked like he had two necks. I mean,
But he's always been. I mean, but
yes,
always,
he has that wrestler neck.
He's always had that.
But-
that fucking neck the size of his cat or his thighs.
But it was the same. It was the same of his shoulders. I mean, it was
Well, I mean-
gigantic. It was crazy looking. Now, the crazy one though was Conor McGregor was in the crowd. Okay.
I've seen pictures and videos.
Well, with his belt, he came out and got the belt.
Yeah, he came out and got the BKFC belt. But I found this really interesting. There is a video out of Conor McGregor yelling at Eddie Alvarez because I guess he wanted him to win, even though he's fought both of them.
Right.
He literally is yelling coaching. I mean, there's an uppercut here if you hit here. There's an uppercut here if you here. Alvarez did it and then looked at him and pointed at him. But I mean, caught Mendez hard with his uppercut after Conor called it. So
I mean, I think I don't think there was really any bad blood between Conor and Eddie,
I don't think there was any. I don't think there was between any of them.
No.
Yeah.
Even
Just
with
Conor
Mendez.
selling, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Well, didn't Mendez step up on short notice
Yeah.
and fight him and actually didn't do half bad against him?
No, he got tired. I mean, that
Yeah.
was really it. So, the other one that I found real bloody and kind of gross was the Luke Rockhold Mike Perry fight. Now, producer Matt said it best earlier. Mike Perry is now the undisputed king of bare knuckle boxing. 100%.
Nope.
What?
Nope. He needs to fight Mike the Marine Richmond first. Then we'll go. Then we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about goats of bare knuckle boxing. Mike Richmond's a fucking stud, dude.
Well, I actually...
That dude is a fucking gangster.
So I worked Mike Richmond's fight in
I know.
Omaha. Yeah, I mean, monster. Great
Yeah,
mustache
yeah.
also. But yeah, it was something. Luke Rockhold was stopped, I want to say, in the second or third round. Basically because he got popped in the mouth and broke his teeth.
Broke his teeth. He thought he broke his jaw, something else.
Yeah.
Well, so, like...
I don't think Luke Rockhold was ready for what came at
Well,
him.
Mike Perry was made for bare knuckle boxing, I think.
100%.
It's like Mike
He's
Richmond
crazy
too.
enough that,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know, everybody. I heard a few people talking about this and that, and someone said, "Well, Mike just got knocked out by Lorenzo Hunt." I said, well, 10 seconds before that, Lorenzo Hunt was on the fucking ground for Mike Richmond. Shit happens.
Well, and that's bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, you get
You
caught.
know,
You get caught.
Eddie Alvarez was knocked down in their fight, and then 10 seconds left, knocked Chad Mendez
Yeah.
down. So I can't even imagine trying to judge one of these.
No.
Because,
no,
oh my God.
No. No.
But,
Well, and then working as a cut man there, I think they had. I think Rudy was there.
well, Rudy was cornering.
Oh, he was cornering.
Yeah, he was just cornering his guy.
Because they need some real fucking cutmen. That's
Not gonna
bad.
lie.
It's getting to the point where I don't know who in the fuck they have there, but they either need to get a clue or pay the fucking money and get some real cutmen in. Because you're not. First thing, these guys could fight more. One, if you have real people there that knows what they're doing.
Well, the doctors are pretty quick to stop in bare knuckle.
And I seen that too.
You know, they're.
But I get it, it's safety. I understand that.
Right.
I'm not saying two
I think
guys
it's
should
more
go there.
public perception
Well, I could see.
than the safety.
But the thing that got me was so like even in the rules meetings in the back, whenever they're doing their talks, they're like, we have a stitch room, we have this, we have that. For all of them, and they're like, you just come get us, we'll give you the slips to go to the ER. We have ambulances waiting for you. I'm like, number one, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
You
that
have to.
Well, but they have, because the normal MMA
Plural.
fight has 1 to 2 ambulances.
Yeah.
A normal.
Right.
I think they had
They
4.
have one and then one on standby
Right.
usually.
But I think they had 3 whenever I did it in Omaha.
And you have to, because here's the thing. Those guys are beating the fuck out of each other. And that's just, and it's boxing with no gloves.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
I thought Houston Alexander killed a guy in the one I saw. The one that I
I tell you what, that one, that was the Valor bare
one, yeah.
The Valor bare knuckle when Mark Godbeer fucking hit
Oh,
Jack
God.
May. I thought Jack May died.
Yeah.
I literally, I thought he was dead. I looked at Dean Laster looked at me. I'm like, I think he's dead.
I literally thought, So, but the whole thing was Luke Rockhold came out with a video, I think it was yesterday, and basically kind of showed his teeth. He was like, well, we did that.
I wouldn't.
I don't think he's going to do that again. Yeah. I think that was enough.
It was like Paige Van Zandt going to bare knuckle boxing.
Oh.
I'm like, you know.
Well, look at Beck Rollins. Beck Rollins has made she jumps back and forth
Yeah.
from MMA to boxing to
She
bare
just
knuckle.
fought Christina Ferreira, what's the Misfit? I can't even say her last name. Ferrara, something like that.
Yeah.
And I've worked her corner at Invicta. She fought for Invicta. She couldn't be a nicer
Yeah.
girl, but she is a mean bare knuckle boxer. But so isn't Beck.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and that was a doctor stoppage to
I heard that was
a
a
cut to
cut.
her eye. And yeah, she was like, she cussed the doctor up and down that he stopped it. So I don't know. It was
She's
interesting.
Also Australian, and they're half crazy. So.
Fair. All right, but I got to know from everybody watching, is bare knuckle the next big sport in combat? Craig, yes or no?
It could be if they get the right things in place.
Is it too violent for the average person?
I think it's too violent for the average person. It goes back to gladiator days where people were just,
So it's John McCain calling it human cockfighting back in the old days.
a little bit.
All right.
Do I want to see it tamed down? No, because that's the sport.
That's what makes
But
it.
that's what makes that sport. And I like combat sports. But I also got to sit back and think, okay, could I sit there and watch this with a 15-year-old kid?
I mean, I watched it with my 17-year-old, and he was glued to the set.
But
But Mikey's a cut man and everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's learning the biz.
But you get what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
something that I'm going to sit down with my fucking family and watch.
Fair.
I'm going to go hang out with my buddies at a bar and watch it, or have an event at somebody's
but
house and
exactly.
watch it.
Yeah.
But not like casual viewing.
It's not mainstream TV.
Right, getting someone
All right.
getting their
So
shit
it's not,
split open.
not mainstream.
You know.
All right, Jimmy, coming from the boxing world, this is what it used to be.
I love the idea of it.
Okay?
And I think what's interesting is, excuse me, you got the old MMA fighters, the strikers. Now guess what? I don't have to have the full rounded everything. I can come in and strike and focus on that.
Well, that's why
So
I say Mike Perry.
Exactly. They're in there as that. You don't have the full science behind the boxer, where it's more just strike and land them.
Fair. All right, producer Matt, would you watch it with your twins? Why?
It's just too violent for them.
Serious? Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of know how producer DJ K-Pop feels because she wouldn't even look at the television while it was going on.
Stacy watched the full fight of boxing.
Okay, that's interesting. She said it's violence for the sake of violence. I don't buy that.
I don't
but
either.
It's a sport. It just happens to be a violent sport. So I am a huge
Stacey-
fan.
I say we get the Running Man going then. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
I've never seen it.
God.
Anyway, it's a movie, right?
I did get even watch half of a movie while we're in North Carolina.
Okay, Jim, please continue.
No, I was going to say, Stacy would never watch it. My wife.
Yeah, but Stacy doesn't
Yeah,
watch
but Stacy
anything.
wouldn't drink whiskey either, so there's that.
But she did watch the whole night of fights with me the other night.
Did
Boxing.
Did she watch them, or did she
Interesting.
just tolerate them in the background?
No, she watched them, commented, and I'm bringing this up on purpose.
Okay.
Because we've talked about this 1,000 times.
Are you wearing her down finally?
I don't think I'm winning it over, but
Well, I mean, if you got her to watch fights, that's not bad. And I've
So-
got her to drink whiskey, so I mean, she's coming around.
she brought up boxing cut men. Why don't they wear gloves?
And we all ask that
She
one.
caught that.
We all
ask
ask that question a lot.
Yeah.
and
There,
of course,
there's
she
some
got
of
to
us
see.
who, whenever they work boxing, we do.
Yeah.
So
She
yeah.
got to see a knockout.
favorite is the
face
the
plant.
swab in the mouth.
Swab in the
drives
mouth
me
or behind
nuts.
the ear.
Yep.
Drives me nuts. Ugh.
The-
But
All
I knew
right.
you guys would appreciate
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. So,
She paid attention. She talked about them, everything.
and then the UFC Fight Night, of course, came about. We had some local fighters to Missouri on that card: Jake Collier and Charles Johnson, both. I have a real weird time trying to watch fights at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like we're in the Central Time Zone, and to us it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it started.
I was still cutting grass. At 3
Exactly.
o'clock.
I mean, so
But they were in Vegas, weren't they?
yeah.
yeah.
Fight nights out there.
They've been doing
So it's
earlier fight nights out there. So it's 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
usually
1
there.
o'clock at the Apex. I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know. To me, what is the advantage of that?
Saves
that
them a ton of money.
What do you mean?
Doing it at the Apex.
Oh no, no. I'm talking about doing it. Why would you fight at 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Well,
you're not
maybe-
competing with anything else on
yeah,
TV for one.
Yeah, because I mean, what's going on right now? We got NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs right now, and there was probably games.
baseball.
There was probably games that evening.
Oh, okay. All
You
right.
know what
Well,
I'm
that makes
saying?
sense. Okay.
So ESPN was probably covering either a hockey game or a basketball basketball game that night. So you have it during the day. That way, you're getting the TV share.
Fair.
You
All right.
know.
Well, at least we're going to get the Kentucky Derby this Saturday. That's all I care about. So, all right. My final gotcha of the evening. As I said, Conor McGregor was at Bare Knuckle Boxing. He got in the ring with Mike Perry for a little talk and a little face-off, and it just sold, he was selling something. The thing that I noticed is
Proper apple.
that's actually one of the parts where I'm going. He has a bottle of Proper Apple with him. So, of course, they're promoting. He's drinking it.
Mm-hmm.
He's passing it around to people. So, which leads me to believe it was probably real, probably a real bottle. The thing is, though, Conor looks huge. Is the fight with Michael Chandler going to happen?
I don't see him making weight.
When they fight.
It's 2 months away? 3 months away?
July or August, isn't it?
I think it's
Oh,
July.
fuck, he's got plenty of time to make weight.
But if
3
you
months away, and
But he's
But if
cutting
you-
muscle. He's not
but-
cutting any fat.
But yeah, because he's freaking ripped.
Well, I mean,
But no,
sometimes you gotta.
Here's the more that I'm thinking. Out of all the times that we have ever trained, we have ever done this, we have ever done that with fighters, with us, with whatever. Would you have been out partying and drinking in fight camp?
He's not
No.
in fight camp yet.
He'd have to be.
If he's 3 months out, it's 12 weeks.
He needs to be, after his last performances, he needs to be in fight camp now.
He's still gonna fucking probably get paid more than everybody on that card.
Yep.
Oh, 100%, I
Okay,
get
then
that.
who cares? Money talks and bullshit walks, dude.
Oh.
Dude, it's not serious to him anymore. He don't give a fuck. He made his money when he fought Mayweather.
It's all about the money.
It's all about money. It's all about selling proper whiskey. That's all it is.
Fair.
I mean,
It saddens me.
But
it's
here's
fair.
the other thing. Unless he had bottle service there for Proper whiskey, how's he walking around a venue with it?
Because he's Conor
'Cause
friggin'
Conor
McGregor.
exactly.
They're going to let him do whatever he wants.
States aren't.
who?
Oh, I 100% believe that they would let him do whatever he wanted because
You
he's
think
Conor
the state
McGregor.
would?
Absolutely. You think if Conor McGregor came
Depends
to
on which state he went to.
You think if Conor McGregor came to Missouri and wanted to have a bottle of whiskey next to him wherever he was at, I bet they'd let him do it.
Well, first thing, it's not on the state. It's on the fucking promotion.
Well, it's on the promotion.
Well, it's on the promotion is in a venue. It's the venue's liquor license.
I bet they'd let him do it without
It
an
doesn't
issue.
matter. That's still up to the fucking venue and the promotion. That has nothing to do with the fucking state athletic commission. Unless he's in the back room with that shit, it means nothing.
Fair.
If he's in the ring with it, yeah, he might have been in the ring with it at the end, but that was the last fight of the night. So who cares after that?
Okay.
Fair. That's fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. Does the Conor McGregor-Michael Chandler fight happen? Should Conor McGregor be in camp? And is Conor on steroids? I'm just going to say it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for this very special Cinco de Mayo / Derby Day. Let us know what
twofer.
horses. It is. It's
a twofer.
It's a twofer.
Twofer.
Let us know what horse you're going to be betting on this weekend or what kind of tacos you like.
Just don't bet on a slow horse.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time right here from the MMA Bourbon Appreciation Society.
See you.
Cheers, everybody.